Have you ever wondered what happened to the beloved cast of My Three Sons after all these years? This iconic sitcom, which aired from 1960 to 1972, captured the hearts of audiences with its heartwarming family stories and unforgettable characters. Now, over 6 decades later, let's take a fascinating journey through time and see how the actors have changed in 2025. Some transformations will surprise you, while others will bring a wave of nostalgia. Don't miss this incredible then and now look at the stars of My Three Sons. Fred MacMurray, who portrayed Steve Douglas, was 52 years old when he stepped into the role of the wise and loving father on My Three Sons. His character was the epitome of patience, guidance, and moral strength, a stark contrast to his real life. Behind the camera, MacMurray's world was filled with deep sorrow. Though he found initial happiness with his first wife, Lillian Lamont, her tragic passing in 1953 left him devastated. He later married actress June Haver, but despite their seemingly picture-perfect relationship, their union was strained by Hollywood pressures. MacMurray, once one of the highest-paid actors in the industry, saw his career fade after My Three Sons ended. He suffered from leukemia in his later years, his once commanding presence reduced to frailty. By the time of his death in 1991, at 83, he had amassed an estimated net worth of $150 million, yet he spent his last days in quiet solitude on his ranch, reminiscing about a career that had both elevated and haunted him. Stanley Livingston, who played Chip Douglas, the youngest son, was just 9 when the show began. His character was known for being cheerful and mischievous, always eager to prove himself among his older brothers. However, Livingston's real life was not as carefree. After the show's end, he struggled to find meaningful roles, often being typecast as the child star who never grew up. His first marriage to Sandra Livingston ended in a painful divorce, leaving him emotionally shattered. He later remarried, but the scars of his past failures in Hollywood haunted him. Though he tried his hand at directing, success never quite came. At 74, he lives a modest life, overshadowed by his childhood fame. His finances dwindled over the years, with his net worth estimated at under $1 million. While he occasionally appears at fan conventions, his days of Hollywood stardom are long behind him, and he quietly grapples with the ghosts of his past. Don Grady, the handsome and charismatic Robbie Douglas, was 16 when he first charmed audiences. His character was the heartthrob of the show, but in real life, Grady's journey was riddled with turmoil. A talented musician, he struggled to break free from his My Three Sons persona. His first marriage to Julie Bunisser was short-lived, marked by creative differences and personal struggles. His second marriage to Virginia Luzader brought stability, but he was never able to fully escape the frustration of a music career that never reached its full potential. Diagnosed with cancer, Grady fought valiantly but succumbed in 2012 at 68. His estate, once estimated at $1.5 million, was modest compared to his earlier Hollywood success. His passing left fans mourning the loss of a man whose talent was often overshadowed by the role that defined him. William Demarest, who played the grumpy yet lovable Uncle Charlie, joined the cast at 73, bringing a grizzled charm to the show. Off-screen, Demarest had endured a life of hardship. A World War I veteran, he had witnessed unspeakable horrors before making his mark in Hollywood. His marriage to Lucille Tyre lasted until her passing in 1979, but their union was often tested by his gruff nature and bouts of depression. As he aged, Demarest's health declined, and he withdrew from the industry. He passed away in 1983 at 91, alone and far removed from the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. Though his fortune was modest, valued at around $500,000, his legacy lived on in the hearts of fans who remembered his rugged charm and unwavering presence on screen. Tim Considine, who played Mike Douglas, the eldest son, was 19 when he first stepped into the role. His character was the responsible, ambitious brother, but Considine's real life was marked by frustration. He left My Three Sons early to pursue directing and writing, but Hollywood was unforgiving. His first marriage to Charlotte Stewart ended in heartbreak, and though he found love again with Willette Hunt, his career never reached the heights he had hoped for. Despite being a published author and photographer, Considine remained largely overshadowed by his childhood fame. He passed away in 2022 at 81, leaving behind an estate worth roughly $5 million, a testament to his diverse but often overlooked career. Though he never found the recognition he desired, he remained a beloved figure in classic television history. Barry Livingston, who played Ernie Thompson Douglas, was just 10 years old when he joined My Three Sons as the bespectacled, intelligent, and kind-hearted adopted son of Steve Douglas. Born on December 17, 1953, he is now 71 years old. Despite his early success, Livingston struggled to find consistent work after the show ended, often being typecast as the nerdy kid, and struggling to transition into adult roles. He married Karen Huntsman in the early 80s, and while the couple had 2 children, their marriage was not without its challenges, often strained by his erratic career and financial instability. Livingston eventually found solace in character acting and minor roles in television, but the struggle for recognition remained a constant in his life. Though he avoided many of the tragic pitfalls of child stars, he has spoken candidly about his battles with depression and the difficulty of living in the shadow of early fame. Today, he enjoys a modest lifestyle with an estimated net worth of $500,000, still appearing occasionally in guest roles but largely retired from the industry. William Frawley, who portrayed the curmudgeonly but lovable grandfather Michael Francis Bub O'Casey, was 73 years old when My Three Sons began. A veteran of Hollywood, he had a long career but was best known for playing Fred Mertz in I Love Lucy. Born on February 26, 1887, he passed away on March 3, 1966, at the age of 79. Frawley's life was plagued with personal struggles, including battles with alcoholism that led to frequent clashes with producers and co-stars. He never married, and though he had a few long-term relationships, he lived much of his later life in relative solitude. By the time he joined My Three Sons, his health was in serious decline, and he was eventually written out of the show due to his inability to remember lines. His final years were marked by failing health and financial difficulties, as he had mismanaged his earnings from years in Hollywood. He collapsed on the street outside his residence and died of a heart attack, leaving behind an estate valued at only $92,000, a fraction of what he had earned in his prime. Despite his tumultuous life, he remains an iconic figure in television history. Tina Cole, who played Katie Miller Douglas, Robbie's wife, was 21 when she joined My Three Sons. Her character was the sweet and devoted wife of the eldest Douglas son, and she became a fan favorite. Born on August 4, 1943, she is now 81 years old. Though her on-screen romance was idealized, her real-life love life was far from perfect. She married Fillmore Pajot Crank Jr., with whom she had a son, but their relationship was strained, eventually leading to a divorce. Cole later entered into another relationship that was tumultuous and ended in heartbreak. While she continued acting sporadically, she never found the same level of success and eventually transitioned into a quieter life, focusing on music and theater. Despite financial difficulties in later years, she remained active in small entertainment circles. Today, she leads a modest life, with an estimated net worth of $800,000, finding joy in mentoring young performers and reminiscing about her time in Hollywood, though she has often spoken about the emotional toll of her career's decline. Beverly Garland, who played Barbara Harper Douglas, Steve's second wife, was 43 when she joined the show. Born on October 17, 1926, she had a long career in Hollywood, often cast in tough, independent female roles. She passed away on December 5, 2008, at the age of 82. While her character in My Three Sons brought warmth and stability to the Douglas household, Garland's own personal life was not as serene. She was married to businessman Fillmore Crank for many years, and though their marriage lasted until his death, it was often marked by separations due to her demanding career. Garland never fully retired from acting, appearing in various roles into her later years. However, she faced financial struggles, especially after the passing of her husband, and had to sell off assets to sustain herself. She was diagnosed with cancer in her later years and passed away surrounded by family. At the time of her death, her estate was valued at around $1.5 million, a testament to her long but challenging career in the entertainment industry. Ron Troupe, who played Polly Williams Douglas, Chip's wife, was only 18 when she took on the role of the cheerful and supportive spouse. Born on June 10, 1945, she is now 79 years old. Though she had a promising start, her career never reached the heights she had hoped for, and she struggled to maintain steady work after the show ended. Troupe married and had 2 children, but her marriage was troubled and ended in divorce, leaving her to navigate single motherhood while trying to keep her acting career afloat. Despite sporadic appearances in television throughout the 70s and 80s, she was often forced to take on jobs outside the industry to make ends meet. Financial instability plagued much of her later life, and she has spoken about the struggles of being a former TV star who faded into obscurity. Today, she lives quietly with an estimated net worth of $400,000, reflecting on a career that never quite lived up to its early promise but still left an impact on devoted fans of My Three Sons. Doris Singleton, who portrayed Margaret Williams in My Three Sons, was 45 years old in 1964. She brought warmth and charm to the role of Margaret, a motherly figure who balanced grace with humor. She was married to Charles Isaacs, a television writer and director, for many years, but the pressures of Hollywood often created tension in their marriage. They had no children, and Singleton later expressed regret about not having a family of her own. After My Three Sons, her career slowly faded, with sporadic guest appearances on television but no major roles. As the years passed, she found herself increasingly isolated from the industry she once loved. She suffered health problems in her later years, including a battle with arthritis that limited her mobility. Despite these struggles, she maintained a dignified presence, spending her final years in relative solitude. When she passed away in 2012 at the age of 92, her estate was modest, estimated at around $500,000. Though she had once been a familiar face on television, her passing was largely unnoticed by the entertainment world. Kevin Brody, who portrayed Carl Murchison in My Three Sons, was just 12 years old in 1964. A bright and talented young actor, he brought a youthful energy to his role. However, the transition from child star to adult actor proved to be a difficult one for him. After the show, Brody struggled to find meaningful roles, often typecast and overlooked. His personal life also had its share of difficulties. He married young, but the marriage ended in divorce after just a few years, leaving him emotionally shattered. He had one daughter, but his strained relationship with his ex-wife made it difficult for him to be a consistent presence in her life. Financial troubles plagued him in his later years, as he struggled to sustain a career in the competitive world of Hollywood. Despite his early success, he found himself working behind the scenes, occasionally directing low-budget projects. At 72 years old, he lives a quiet life, far from the glitz and glamour of his youth. His net worth is estimated to be under $200,000, and he remains largely out of the public eye. Jodie Foster, who played Priscilla Hobson in My Three Sons, was just 9 years old in 1971. Even at a young age, she displayed remarkable talent, which would later catapult her into stardom. Unlike many child actors, Foster successfully transitioned into an acclaimed actress and director. However, her personal life has not been without struggles. While she has maintained privacy regarding her romantic relationships, she has spoken about the difficulties of navigating fame from childhood. Relationships have been challenging, with long-term commitments proving elusive. As a mother of 2 sons, she has always prioritized her family, but balancing motherhood with a demanding career has not been easy. Foster has faced moments of self-doubt and exhaustion, particularly during career slumps. Despite this, she remains one of Hollywood's most respected figures, with an estimated net worth of $100 million. Now at 62, she continues to work selectively, choosing projects that resonate with her artistic sensibilities. Who portrayed Russ Burton in My Three Sons, was 18 years old in 1960. Coming from a family of actors, Bridges had an early start in Hollywood, but the weight of expectations often overshadowed his achievements. While he built a respectable career, he never quite achieved the superstardom of his younger brother, Jeff Bridges. His personal life has been filled with ups and downs. His first marriage ended in divorce, and while his second marriage to Wendy Treese has been more stable, it has not been without its challenges. With 5 children, Bridges has always placed family at the center of his life, though balancing work and home has not been easy. In his later years, he faced financial troubles due to poor investments, and his health has declined, limiting his ability to take on new roles. Now at 83, he lives comfortably but away from the Hollywood spotlight, with an estimated net worth of around $16 million. Pitt Herbert, who played the clerk in My Three Sons, was 47 years old in 1961. Though his role in the show was minor, Herbert was a character actor with a long career in Hollywood. Unfortunately, his later years were marked by professional decline and personal struggles. His marriage was tumultuous, marked by financial instability and frequent separations. He had 2 children, but his career struggles made it difficult to provide for them as he wished. In the 1970s, he found fewer opportunities in Hollywood, forcing him to take on small, uncredited roles to make ends meet. As his health deteriorated, he became reclusive, suffering from a series of health problems that led to his death in 1989 at the age of 74. At the time of his passing, his estate was modest, estimated at around $100,000. His contributions to film and television were largely forgotten, though a small group of devoted fans still remembers his work fondly. Which character from My Three Sons is your favorite? How do you feel knowing that some of the cast members have passed away? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoy this kind of content, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thanks for your support.